I made $200,000 from Facebook groups, but I never paid for a single ad or bought a single lead. And I'm going to show you the system that made it all work, the actual conversations that turned into paying clients, including one where the person came back to me months later. Let me start with the fastest way to get clients from this, and it doesn't require you to build anything. Before I ever built my own groups, I was showing up in other local groups trying to get business just like everybody else does, right? And I'm gonna be honest with you, I did it the wrong way for a long time. I would join these groups and just share my business stuff, right? That's what I was told to do, and that's what everybody else was doing. And I was posting about what I do, my services, basically just trying to pitch people. And it didn't really work. I did get some leads here and there and some closings, but nothing actually consistent. If I had to do it all over again, here's what I would do differently. First, you have to find the right groups. And this is where most people screwed up. They join groups that are full of other people in their industry. And it doesn't make sense at all, right? It's like contractors joining contractor groups and coaches joining coaches group. And it's completely backwards. You want to be in groups where your clients hang out and not your competitors. So for me, I was in the real estate business and I was in local community groups, the buy-sell groups, the neighborhood groups, all like that. Places where homeowners were and they were already talking and asking questions. So if you're a fitness coach, maybe that's a local mom group or a local wellness group or wellness groups in general. If you're a financial advisor, maybe it's groups for people planning retirement or first-time home buyers. Go where your people already are. Second, you have to read the rules, right? Like, don't just post. You have to stay in alignment with the rules because some businesses, they allow you to, and others they don't, and you're going to get kicked out. Don't be that person that gets kicked out of every group. Third, and this is a big one, you have to come from the mindset of adding something of value. Not, hey, everyone, I'm so-and-so, call me if you need help, right? Like, nobody cares about that shit. That's a look at me post. And instead, think about what you would actually help people with. Answer questions when they come up. Give real information and be useful. And then here's where the magic happens. When you answer someone's question in a group and you're actually helping, follow up with a DM. Keep it simple. Something like, hey, I saw your question in such and such group and I dropped a comment, but I also wanted to follow up with this DM and let me know if it helps. Here's the full breakdown. And if you'd rather have someone just handle it for you, I would love the opportunity to help. That's it, right? You're not being pushy. You're not being salesy. You're giving them options. Do it yourself or let me help. Either way, they remember you. Let me give you a real example. A past client of mine, her name is Jennifer. She posted in a local group trying to sell her home by herself for sale by owner, right? I didn't pitch her. I just reached out and said, hey, my clients might be interested in her home. And that was serious. I actually had someone that was looking. We ended up selling her home. I ended up providing her value. And then we helped her and her family buy a new home, right? So 2 deals from a soft message in a group instead of just saying, hey, pick me, right? So you can find 5 groups with your local ideal clients in them today and start being helpful right now. These groups already exist. You don't need to build anything, but at some point you do want control of the room. When you have your own group, you control everything. You control who gets in, you control what gets posted, you control the environment, and you're not at the mercy of someone else's rules or hoping the algorithm shows your stuff to the right people. I have membership questions in all of my groups, right? So before anyone gets in, they have to answer certain questions that are tailored to that group to get more information out of them. And in my past career as a real estate agent, when people would say that they were looking to move to the area, I would just kindly reach out to them, right? I wouldn't be salesy, wouldn't be pushy, and say, hey, if you need help, I'm a local broker, welcome to the group. I controlled who was in the room and I knew exactly who to talk to. But here's the kicker, and this is where a lot of people tend to mess it up. The group can't be about your business, but it has to be business adjacent, right? And let me explain what I mean. When I started my group, I didn't make it about real estate. That's boring. Nobody cares about that. I made it about my local community, what's happening around town, the new restaurants opening, local events, things people actually cared about, right? Because they live here and they want to know what's going on here. But everyone in that group either lived in my area or wanted to move there. So when they needed a realtor, guess who they thought of? A buddy of mine who's also a realtor he's a huge car guy, right? So he started a group about properties for sale with big garages. Not just a real estate group, a group for car enthusiasts who want homes where they can store their cars. Business adjacent, right people in the right room. Another friend of mine, Lori, is a dog trainer. So she didn't start a group about dog training, she started a group about dog walking meetups. People who care enough about their dogs to join a walking group are the same people who will pay for training when they need it. So if you teach people how to speak Italian, don't start a group about Italian speaking lessons. Start a group about Italian culture. The people who are obsessed with Italian culture are the same people who want to learn the language. If you're a fitness trainer, say for example, don't start a group about personal training. Start a group for busy dads who want to get in shape working out 30 minutes a day. Now you've got a room full of your ideal clients talking about the exact problem that you solve. The group has to be something that you actually care about because you're going to be posting in it every single day. But it also has to attract the right people that you want to work with. The overlap is everything. Now here's the reality. When I started my group in 2018, and it took me about a year of posting almost daily before I saw real growth. A year full of showing up before things started to pick up. And then something shifted. Other people started posting. Not just me anymore, right? People were asking questions. They were sharing recommendations. They were having real, legitimate conversations. And that's when things snowball because now the group is creating content for itself. Most people quit after a month. That's why most people don't get results for this. But even if you do all of this, none of it matters if people forget that you exist. Hey, if you want to build your own group and want to work together to actually do it, click that link in the description and schedule a call with me. Whether it is your own group or somebody else's group, the key to all of this is staying visible because people are not going to reach out to you if they forget that you exist. In my group, I mainly posted community stuff, right? What's happening around town, new restaurants, local events, all that good stuff. Things people actually cared about. But I did occasionally post about my business too. And it didn't feel spammy to me, right? Because I wasn't doing it every day. And when you're providing value 90% of the time, nobody really minds when you mention what you do every once in a while. In other groups, you just keep being that helpful person, answering questions, adding value, not pitching. And this is where having video content changed the game for me, and I promise it will for you too. Look, I had a YouTube channel where I was already making videos about what it was like to live in my area. Best neighborhoods, things to do, what to know before you actually move here. And when I started sharing those videos in my group and in other groups, everything shifted, everything, because now I wasn't just some guy answering questions. I was the guy who was actually making content about the community. And that positioned me completely different than everybody else. People would watch a 10-minute video of me talking about the area. And by the end, they felt like they would know me. And they would actually say this to me when we would talk. They trusted me before we ever even had a conversation. And that's the whole point. So for you, think about the content that you could create that would do the same thing. If you are a dog trainer with walking meetup group, right? Maybe you're making videos about the best dog parks in your area or common mistakes that people make training their dogs at home. If you are that Italian culture girl, right? Maybe you're making videos about your trips to Italy or cooking authentic Italian food at your home. And if you're that fitness trainer for busy dads, maybe you're making videos showing 30-minute workouts that you can do at home or in your garage or in your basement, right? Or meal prep for guys who don't have time to cook. The content doesn't have to be fancy either. It just has to be helpful and show people who you are. Even 5 or 10 solid videos is enough to start. Now here's where most people start to blow it. When somebody posted in my group looking for a realtor, I didn't do what everyone else does, right? I didn't just comment saying, hey, pick me, pick me, pick me. That's what the other 150 people in the comments were doing. Remember I said that I would show you the actual conversations? Here's the exact message that I sent to somebody word for word, a past client of mine. Her name is Katrina. posted about selling her home. And here is what I sent to her. Hi, Katrina. I saw your post in the Downingtown Borough community page, and I just wanted to reach out. I'm sure you most likely have an awesome agent to help you sell your home, but on the off chance that you don't, I'd love to help. We lived on Jefferson for a few years and know the area very well. If you like a home valuation or if there's anything I can do for you, let me know. Thanks for being a member of the page too. It's so exciting to be able to help connect people more. You see what's different about that, right? I assumed that she already had someone. I wasn't desperate. I wasn't pushy. I connected with her personally because I actually lived in the area that she was looking to sell her property. And I thanked her for being part of my group. She wrote back and said they hadn't decided on an agent yet, but they weren't ready to sell. And here's what I didn't do. I didn't follow up every single week asking if she changed her mind. I didn't push. I just kept doing what I was doing, posting in the group, sharing videos, and staying visible. And then a few months later, she messaged me. She said she saw one of my posts and it reminded her to reach out. She was ready now. And that turned into a closing. And then we ended up helping her in-laws relocate here as well. Then there was Christina, who posted that her family was moving here from Long Island. Literally 85 realtors commented on that post. And I just said something like, Downingtown is the greatest place to live in Pennsylvania. I love to help you find the right home. Then I followed up in her DMs and I sent her my YouTube playlist about living in the area. She reached out and we helped her buy as well. And this one still gets me. My past client of mine, Kristen, posted asking for a realtor and literally 189 comments. I commented, and then my wife commented right under me and said, Shawn Connors is the best. And I didn't ask her to do that, but she just saw the post that she wanted to help me out, which is amazing. And here's the key to all of this. When someone reached out, I didn't pitch them, right? Like I didn't try to sell them on why I was the best. I just literally sent them the YouTube playlist. I let them watch my videos and get to know me before we ever had real conversations. But by the time that we talked, right, like they already felt like they trusted me. The videos did the selling, so I didn't have to. And for you, it's the same exact approach. Reach out with a soft touch, right? Like don't be desperate, don't be salesy. Assume that they might already have someone that they're working with. And when someone shows interest, send them your content. Let your content build the trust so you're not sitting there trying to convince somebody to work with you. Now let me tell you what kills all of this. These are the mistakes that you need to avoid like the plague. The first mistake is being too salesy too fast. I already touched on that a little bit. Someone posts looking for help and you're just jumping, pitching your services before anyone, gets there first. Like you're thinking, oh, I'm the first comment, right? So I'm gonna be the person that they choose. No, stop that. When somebody asks a question in a group and then within 30 seconds, there's like 40 comments that all say the same thing, that's like indication that how are they going to pick someone if everyone sounds the same? Nobody's going to respond. It feels desperate. And the soft approach works because you're treating them like a human and not a transaction. Offer to help them without expecting anything in return. And that's what makes you stand out. Second mistake is only posting about yourself and your business. If you post in your group about what you sell, people will tune out if that's all you ever post. They keep scrolling, they see your name, they're like, oh my God, here's Shawn posting about his business again. Scroll. That's another promotion. We know, dude, we get it. We understand what you do, right? And if you're doing this in other groups, you're just gonna get kicked out because those groups don't always allow it. I've watched business owners lose access to these groups that could make them thousands of dollars because all they kept doing was pitching their service. Third mistake is not having content that lives somewhere. This is the one that like 99% of people skip, and it's probably the biggest differentiator. Whether you do video content, whether you have a blog, whether you have information on your website, whatever it is, you need to have content to point them to. There's no way for someone to get to know you beyond that one comment unless they have somewhere else to go, right? And make a podcast, right? You don't even have to show your face, just show that you know what the heck you're talking about. Fourth mistake is giving up too early. It took me a year of almost daily posting before my group really started to grow, right? Like a full freaking year of showing up before things actually picked up. And I see people all the time who start groups and within a few weeks, they don't see results and they quit, right? Like, what are you doing? You need to give it time. This is one of those assets that you can create now that will produce for you years in the future. Give yourself some time. And the fifth mistake is disappearing after someone says, not yet, I'm not ready yet, right? Like Katrina wasn't ready when I first reached out. She said they hadn't decided on an agent and they weren't ready to sell. A lot of people would have just moved on because they don't understand the power of following up. But I didn't stop posting, right? Like I didn't stop sharing my videos, and I stayed visible in that group almost every single day. And months later, she messaged me because she saw one of the posts and it reminded her, right? If I had stopped showing up, she would have not reached out again. Look, I built 2 groups to almost 30,000 members total, and it made me a lot of money following this simple system. And honestly, I wasn't even being as strategic as I could have been. I didn't have nearly as much information as I do now, right? And imagine what's possible if you actually go into it knowing that there's a better way. If you want more stuff like this, I have a free Facebook group called Get Clients with Facebook, where I share this kind of content all the time, and you can get more direct one-on-one access to me. Link is in the description. And if you want help building this out for your business specifically, like actually setting up your group and figuring out your content and putting this whole system together, you can book a call with me in the link in the description below. Stay tuned for the next video.